What's up, guys? Out to here another video. Let's talk about this whole migrant crisis thing at the border with the Haitians and the guy that was on horseback. We've all seen the video. We've all seen some of the pictures where people are saying that there was a guy allegedly whipping, or there were the guys on the horseback, the border patrol, allegedly whipping people to keep them from crossing the border and all of this type of stuff. And I wasn't really going to address this, but the reason why I am speaking about this is because during the Donald Trump presidency, and I'm not even going to say just that presidency, is during different presidencies, we always see a form of I would just say racism, and it's always, it always depends on what party is in office to know or to see what is going to be highly publicized, or things that may be blown way out of proportion. Like, for instance, under Donald Trump, everything was racist. Every time he sneezed, it was racism this, racism that, cities burning, Black Lives Matter, X, Y, and Z. And now we're seeing these images where this border patrol, and actually, by the way, before I even get into that, a lot of people voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because they thought that this country was going to become less racist. Now, I'm not saying that what happened at the border with concerning the Haitians is a form of racism. But my main point is that if this would have been up under another administration, let's just say if Donald Trump had gotten reelected and this had actually happened, this would have been taken way out of proportion. The media would have been eating this stuff up. There would have been Black Lives Matter protests down there at the border. It would have been total chaos in the streets, all of this stuff. So now we see this happening, and there are some people who are silent on it, but they're being forced to speak about it because now we're seeing this on social media. We're seeing it on the news. Now people are looking at this and people are trying to find the correct way to respond. Now, there are some people who are, been calling out Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because right now it's happening under their watch. But they're kind of playing it safe. They're not going as hard as they would have if this would have been up under Donald Trump. So they're kind of playing it safe a little bit. And there are some people who are saying that, well, it is racism, but it may not be Donald Trump. It may not be Joe Biden's and Kamala Harris's fault. This is a state thing, and their state is run by a Republican governor, and these are policies that have been put in place well before Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and people can't say that these things were instituted up under Donald Trump, because then you can look back and say, well, up under Obama, there were some things happening when it came to migrants and immigration here in America. Then you can't bounce it back to Bill Clinton, because then you're going to have to bounce it back to George H.W. Bush, and then Reagan, and then Jimmy Carter. So a lot of people are trying to play it safe, and people are calling it racism, but it's not being blamed on one person like we've seen for the past 4 years. Now, under the whole Donald Trump administration, people like me and some of you guys who are watching this video who are Christians, we've been saying all along that these issues that you're talking about, that you guys are talking about, it has nothing to do with someone being inherently racist. We're not saying that white people are inherently racist, so therefore you're going to have these problems. Or Republicans are inherently racist, so therefore whenever a Republican is in office, you're going to see these things, and vice versa. Our stance has always been there's a bigger entity at work. We have the spirit of Satan that is operating nowadays in this world, not just this country, but in this world. So it doesn't matter who's in office, Democrat, Republican, black person, white person, or whoever. This is something that has been a problem from the beginning. Since the fall of man, there's always been these problems because we are under a sinful world. We're in a sinful world, actually. So these images and all of this stuff, like I always tell people, just keep living. Things are going to continue to get worse and worse because the Bible has already laid it out. It already said in the end times, the love of the world is going to grow cold. Man's heart is going to become more callous. We're going to see more and more evilness and wickedness because we're not fighting against flesh and blood. We're fighting against spirits and principalities. So when you're fighting against that, anybody could be affected by that, and anybody could be used to do the will of Satan. Doesn't matter what your skin color is, doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. So while people are looking to see who to blame, secular people, they're trying to figure out, well, how do we get to this point? Because remember, 4 years ago, it was white racist Republicans, white racist conservatives, Donald Trump, empowering, emboldening people. But now Joe Biden hasn't even been in office a year, and we're seeing images like this at the border with the Haitian migrants. This was a guy who said during his during the presidential debates, oh, we're going to cool off a lot of racial tensions. We're going to start, giving migrants a path to citizenship. But they're sending these Haitians back in mass numbers. But again, this has nothing to do with flesh and blood. It's spirits and principalities. So whenever a person is operating outside of the will of God, especially the government, when it operates outside of the will of God, it doesn't matter who's in office. You're going to see chaos and turmoil like we see now. But anyway, I just wanted to make this short, quick video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that, no, this is actually something to do with race? This is all the work of white people. White people just don't want to see black people prospering. Anytime white people are in office, we're going to see these things. And maybe this is something that was drummed up by white racist conservatives or white racist Republicans. And the problem that this world has is white people. Or do you happen to believe, like, it doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter if you took out every white person from this government and replaced them with black people or Asian people or Hispanic people or whoever, we'll still see the same things taking place. We're going to still have the same problems because this is a sin issue, not a skin issue. Whatever you guys think, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, like this video, rate it, share it, subscribe, and you guys have a blessed day.